Good morning. I wanted to introduce myself to you. I've been quiet for years. I'm the big dog in the yard, the biggest Georgia fan that ever lived. First thing I want to do is let you know I'll be starting a now podcast. The reason I'm starting this podcast is I'm so tired of all of y'all people talking about Georgia, and you don't live here, you don't watch every game, you're not a fan. So you finna get an insider's report now. Y'all can listen to me. Quit listening to all them other people. I'm gonna give you the lowdown. But before we start, let's address some things. Ohio State. You next. You on that Kirby train. That Kirby train is coming. And it don't stop. We different. We built different. We coming. And what Kirby said, we will not be hunted. People didn't understand that when Kirby says something, when he puts out something like that, something that he's going to use for the whole year for motivation, all year, summertime, spring, game one, all the way to now, he's been saying the same thing. That means be prepared. Y'all got to read between the lines. He's a genius. Every year, he comes out with a saying and a purpose. So Kirby Smart, we love you to death. We ride with you. I'm a rider, so we gonna ride with you. I go to as many games as possible. Now let's talk about the best player in the nation. I'm so tired of this. There's only one best player in the nation. I'm gonna give you a news flash. He was the best player in the nation last year too. Did you hear me? Yeah. All those people that went in the draft, the historic team that we had last year. Okay. Matter of fact, my favorite player from last year. Let's get it in. Let's get it in. My favorite player from last year. Yeah. This my Georgia memorabilia side anyway. But my best player, Jordan Davis. Yeah, he's better than him. You know what I'm talking about? Jalen freaking Carter. Did you see him? Are you watching? Are you watching? Ohio State. That's the first thing you gotta do. You better get you some rest. You better say your prayers. You better eat your Wheaties. And then your coach, you better double team, triple team. Don't even use your tight end. Tight end, you stay in and you help this guy. Offensive lineman to the left and to the right of him, pay attention. Watch this guy. When teams don't do that, he wrecks the whole game. When you do that, everybody else is coming for you. So it's a lose-lose. I really don't know what you do. Scouting report, how do you beat Georgia? You can't run the ball. That is not happening. And it's not even, the sad part about it, it's not even about Jalen Carter. The reason you can't run the ball, Smile Mundan, JDJ, Chris Smith, these guys are ferocious. That middle linebacker they got, ferocious. JDJ, look him up. The scout report on him, just to let you know, he's a sophomore. He's a high 4-star. The reason that we liked him, or the reason that Kirby was going for him, is because he played in the same type of defense in high school. We saw the film on him. The same defense that Georgia runs, his high school team was running that, and he was wreaking havoc. So what do you think you could do with somebody who for 4 years in high school was already preparing for this defense? And then you drop him in there. What do you think's gonna happen? Nakobe Dean, Raekwon Smith, they're already saying that JDJ is either as good or slightly better than those guys. I have to do this. I've been a Stetson Bennett hater. I love Justin Fields. I'm from Warner Robins, so Jake Fromm was my guy. I never really wanted to give Stet a chance. He won the national championship. I was happy, but I wasn't fully happy. I was happy though. That's weird. It's a weird dichotomy. It's like Georgia got 5 stars everywhere, and you got this 5'1" guy out there throwing missiles. Guess what? I'm done hating. No. Stetson Bennett for Heisman. And you prove me wrong. Why shouldn't he be the Heisman Award winner? Prove me wrong. Show me a stat, and I'll show you a stat. Against the top 25, against the best players in the world, against the best teams in the world, Stetson Bennett is the MVP of the game when the game is over with. Last year when he played Alabama, last year when they played Michigan, this year when they played LSU. Look it up. This year when they played Tennessee, who was the player of the game? Stetson Bennett. Put some respect on the mailman name. You will no longer hear me say a bad thing about him. I'm trying to make this quick, because we'll get into it more. I'll start breaking stuff down, but for right now, I'm just trying to hit it all. Transfer portal is coming up, y'all. Last year, Kirby is ahead of the curve, y'all. Kirby saw what was going on and said, I ain't trying to get into none of this. I got players that need to play. So I don't even want nobody at the portal. He didn't get one player out of the portal last year. So why you, Texas A&M, Tennessee, Alabama, Oregon, USC, all y'all, all the players that you got last year, you got to pay those guys. You got to pay those guys. And guess who else you got to pay? The freshmen's coming in. They want some money too, right? So you got freshmen and you got your transfer portal. You got to pay those guys and keep them happy and pay them again this year, right? Right? Yeah. Now we got the biggest transgression of people in the portal that we've ever seen. What are you going to do? You going to keep pulling out that wallet? Tennessee, you paid $5 million for a quarterback. $5 million for a quarterback. Oh, I know. I am the biggest Georgia fan insider that there is. You can't lie to me. Texas A&M, you in trouble. All that money that you promised out, you won what, 4 games? These guys ain't trying to hear that. Out of here. Have y'all seen the portal? Alabama. Yes, Alabama. Don't think I forgot about y'all, Alabama. You got an ass whooping coming next year too. You got an ass whooping coming. We got one more ass whooping for you. Yeah. Oh, we done took over. We the biggest dog in the yard. Ain't no question about it. Defending champions, undefeated. Going on 2 years in a row. We got 2 games left. Yeah, get on this Kirby bus. Yeah, we running you over this year. Now let's talk about future outlook. This is what I really came for. This is the inside stuff that y'all don't know. Y'all ain't from here. I've been doing this recruiting thing for years now. I see those coming up from 8th grade, 9th grade, 10th grade. I see it. And let me tell you what happened in the last couple of years. Let me give you an overall understanding of what I'm talking about here. Last year, the year before last, and the year before that, Georgia had a top 1 to 3 recruiting class. You had N'Kobe Dean out there. You had Davis out there. You had Walker out there. These are all high first-round picks. On top of all of that, you had seniors and juniors out there. So for 3 years, let's just say 2, for 2 years straight, Georgia's been stacking #1 to #3 recruiting classes, and these boys couldn't get on the field. JDJ couldn't get on the field. Starks couldn't get on the field. Excuse me, Malachi Starks is a freshman. I meant the other one. Couldn't get on the field. Chris Smith couldn't get on the field. Smile Mondon couldn't get on the field. This is Georgia in a nutshell. You like food? You like eating? You ever put something in a crock pot? Huh? That's what Georgia is. Georgia's a crock pot. So at the beginning of the year, the insiders knew. Y'all didn't. I knew who Smile Mondon was. 5-star. I knew who Xavier Subrier was. 5-star. I knew who JDJ was. 5-star. I knew who Mikael Williams was. 5-star. Marvin Jones Jr., 5-star. These guys ain't even got the chance to play yet. Crockpot. Simmering. While we won the national championship last year, you got these boys sitting for 2 years, simmering, lifting weights, learning the offense, learning the defense, watching everybody. See, what Georgia do that's different, as an insider, I'm just going to tell you, we pick one player every year to be the team captain. And whoever the team captain is, he's responsible for everything that happens. If you win, if you lose, if the players show up to practice, how good they practice, if they get in any trouble, it all falls on that person. Last year, it was Nakobe Dean's team. It wasn't Davis's team. You got to pick one player. They picked Nakobe Dean. So that means everybody has to do and say and act like Nakobe Dean. So that's what you saw. You saw a bunch of Nakobe Deans running around last year. And what happened? National champion. You know who this team captain was this year? Nolan Smith. Who's Nolan Smith? Good question. I'm glad you asked. He was the #1 rated high school player in the nation. Did I say in Georgia? Did I say in the Southeast? Did I say in the SEC? The #1 player in all of high school football. He came in with swagger. He came in with toughness. He was the first one into the weight room, the last one to leave. He's been setting the edge at Georgia for 4 years now. It's finally his team. I had no doubt. Once I found out who the leader was on the team, no doubt what was going to happen. No doubt. Matter of fact, I'm going to tell you something now. JDJ, you up. Next year, this is going to be your team, and it's going to be really exciting, y'all. So to give you some insights, this domination of Georgia is in its second year, meaning we're babies at this. We're still ascending. I don't think y'all get it. I don't think y'all get it. I really don't. Our cornerbacks, last year we got 4 5-star cornerbacks and they ain't played. Not one of them. Everett, a little bit. The rest of them, you ain't even seen them. Hell, the year before that, they had one of the greatest cornerbacks come out of Georgia, Nylon Green. He is an athlete. I predict that's who's going to take over Keely's spot next year. And if you're going to tell me you're going to have Starks out there, you're going to have Green over there, and you're going to have my hitter over there, you know what I'm talking about? I can't think of his name right now. The hitter. What you going to do? Let's get to recruiting, because that's the bloodline of any school. Is Georgia good right now? What would you say their weak link is? Running back? Milton is starting to turn. McIntosh will be gone. Brinson Robinson is here. I don't think y'all know what it is. Look him up. He's like Zeus 2.0. Big guy. Lift up the whole gym. A couple of your offensive linemen go, but you've been stacking offensive linemen for 4 years, and they can't play. Roger Jones got that spot on lock. Warren McClendon been playing over there for 3 years now. Van Pran is the best center in the SEC. He ain't want nobody in 2 years. He's about to pluck out, pluck, and you're going to insert these hungry guys that's been sitting back for 4 years. Offensive lineman is not going to drop. Mims is going to take right over on one side. You're going to plug in probably the guy from California, the other one. Big, strong hands, very powerful. So you're going to set the edge. The only weak link or only possible weak link I could see is going to be the center position. Wide receivers have been hurt all year. Okay, Aaron Smith got hurt game 1. Mitchell got hurt game 3. So your 2 top receivers haven't played all year. Ladd McConkey, hey, Lad's gonna play. He's been hurt too. So what does Monken is our offensive coordinator, what does he decide to do? He looks at what the personnel is. He says, well, I got a 6'8" tight end and I got a 6'4" tight end, and they both unicorns. So he devised the whole way of offense to defend that. So to beat Georgia, you got to have 2 off-ball linebackers that can run and cover tight ends. You got to have a front 4 that can rush the passer by themselves. If you bring anybody else up, somebody's going to be one-on-one. And the one thing you don't want to do is give Georgia any kind of opportunity for Stetson Bennett to be the gunslinger that he really would want to be. If Stetson Bennett was 6'4", he would be the number 1 pick in the NBA and NFL draft coming up. Challenge me. He can run. You've seen it. He's got a cannon arm, and he's smart as all outdoors. He knows exactly what he's doing in every play. To me, the most talented quarterback to ever come throwing the ball out of Georgia is a tie between Stafford and Aaron Murray, in my opinion. In my opinion. The most athletic, he probably DJ Shockley. You know, I don't count Fields because the fuck, he didn't play. So that would probably be the most athletic. You take those 2 combined together, you get Stetson Bennett. The problem with Stetson is you're just a midget. And so it doesn't look good to a team to where everybody else are giants. Our team is, when we get off the bus, you losing already. When you look over and see them big boys coming off that bus, when you see Washington come off that bus, that's a tight end, 6'8". That's blocking your defensive tackles, defensive linemen, your linebackers, putting them on the ground. And then he can go out there and catch the ball. And then when he catch the ball, he's 6'8", 270 pounds, and you a 5'10" cornerback. Do you want any part of that? And he's mean and aggressive and athletic. So I just wanted to give you a quick scouting report. If you look, we have the number 2 recruiting class for next year. Let me just break that down a little bit for you. 3 of the top 4 linebackers in high school football is coming to Georgia. 3. So you just restocked your your linebackers. You got 4 highly rated offensive tackles. You just restacked that. You got 2 receivers that run a 4.3 40. You got 2 other receivers that run about a 4.4. 2 of them about 6'3", 6'4". The other one about 6 foot tall. One's about 5'8", 5'9". So now you just gave yourself speed. When I say speed, I mean 4.3, 4.2. That's the one thing Georgia ain't really showed you yet. They showed you a little bit. But Aaron, you know, our burner, Aaron Smith, got hurt. Please don't forget crock pot. We got one in the crock pot right now. CJ, yeah. Don't think I forgot about you. I know you run about a 4.2, 4.3. Crock pot. Wait till he get out there. Yeah. So just want to give you a quick report. I'm going to start terrorizing people on this internet. If you're talking about Georgia and I don't like what you're saying, I'm in your DMs. Get at me. Biggest dog on the yard.